Let's have a session on partnerships. So a partnership is a business that is owned by a minimum of 2 or a maximum of 20 individuals. And it's important to remember that partnerships are an unincorporated type of business. So all partners in a partnership, they will agree to a deed of partnership or a partnership agreement. And that will legally set out two things. The first thing is how the profits are distributed. The second thing is how the control is distributed and therefore the decision making. Now let's go through the pros and the cons of partnerships. We'll start with the benefits. So the pros, number one is that if you're in a partnership, there is a potential for more finance. That's the potential for more finance compared to a sole trader where there's just your finance. Theoretically, the more partners, the more finance available. The more finance available to invest into your business and expand it. Number two, shared workload. Because if you've got a partner, compared to if you were a sole trader, well, the problem with the sole traders, they couldn't take any holiday. In the case of a partnership, you've got cover now because you've got your partner. Number three is you can specialise in your expertise. Maybe you have two of you in the business in this partnership. One of you has expertise in marketing, the other one has expertise in finance. Well, then you can specialise in that area that you are the expert in. And that could lead to increased innovation or increased productivity. And they're great things to have as a business. Number four is additional partners might have industry contacts. That could be industry contacts to allow you to access new markets or to access better suppliers or more quality suppliers or cheaper suppliers. So there are all the benefits of being in a partnership. The disadvantages. Well, the first disadvantage is the same as a sole trader, and it's the fact you've got unlimited liability because you're in an unincorporated business. Your personal assets are therefore at risk if the business fails. But also you need to consider that you are now responsible for other partners' misconduct and negligence. Because you're in a partnership. So it's not just about you, it's about your partners. And that means you are also liable there for unlimited liability. Problem number two of being in a partnership is that you're going to share your profits. And clearly you share your profits as of the deeds of partnership. Because if you're in a sole trader, you keep 100% of those profits. Number three is shared decision making because of the deeds of partnership. And that could lead to a conflict. Because you could have beef with fellow partners in terms of the strategic direction for the business. Now, if you get a question on sole traders and a sole trader potentially moving to a partnership, then it's good for you to think about that brilliant device that is PLUMS. Let's go through PLUMS. So PLUMS stands for how the profits are distributed, limited liability, unlimited liability, management and control, and sources of finance. You could get a recommend, a justify, an advise type question of a sole trader, and should they become a partnership? And you just need to PLUMS it. So the first thing is think about the P, how the profits are distributed. So for this, well, if you're a sole trader, you're going to get 100% of the profits. If you're a partner and you become a partnership, well, you're only going to get, if it's two of you, 50% of the profits of the business. But what you might need to question is, as you've become a partnership, maybe you're able to now expand because you can get that extra finance. Are those profits going to increase? They probably are. But when you get 50% of it, is that more than you would have got as a sole trader where you got all of those profits? So you need to balance that out. Clearly, with limited liability and unlimited liability, it's not applicable if you're moving from a sole trader to a partnership because they are both types of unincorporated businesses. So limited liability doesn't matter here because you're going to have unlimited liability. Now, the M, that's management and control, well, you need to consider here, if you're moving from a sole trader to a partnership, is that sole trader, are they happy to now share out the control? Or are they an entrepreneur that wants to have all the control of their business? And the S is sources of finance. So if you're a sole trader, maybe you become a partnership because you need to get that additional finance from those partners, as we've discussed earlier on. So maybe that's the reason why you've decided to become a partnership. But also remember that if you're a sole trader, you don't have to become a partnership. You could stay as a sole trader or you could become a private limited company. I hope that helps, and I'll see you at the next sesh.